What, another masquerade? Andrei, did you know that beekeeping is one of the oldest trades not only in Ukraine, but in the whole wide world? And here at the National University of Life and Environmental Sciences, an entire specialty is dedicated to this profession. Serhiy, I also learned a few things about NUBIP, which means today is going to be incredibly busy. So let's begin. Hi, this is Think Big, the program on where and how to study in Ukraine and how to spend your student years in an unforgettable way. Listen, I'll give you a 20 if you can open the hive. It's easy. No, without a mask. The National University of Life and Environmental Sciences of Ukraine was founded back in 1898. It consists of 3 educational and research institutes and 13 faculties. More than 1,500 teachers work there, serving 28,000 students at the university. It operates 41 bachelor's and 65 master's programs. Today, the university cooperates with 145 educational institutions from 43 countries. The university's apiary is located at the place where beekeeping was practiced in the 17th century by Metropolitan Petro Mohyla, a well-known church and education figure. The training of technologists for the production and processing of animal products, namely honey, is headed by Professor Mykola Povoznikov. Professor Povoznikov has a comprehensive program for training a professional, educating a patriot for whom there'll always be work in Ukraine. A professional beekeeper will always have a job. According to various estimates, from 100,000 to 400,000 people are involved in beekeeping in Ukraine. Our country is the #1 honey producer in Europe. Qualified specialists are needed to retain and improve results. How to teach a cool person to be a cool technologist? I think there are 3 components here. First, provide students with daily communication with insects. These are bees. We have survey beehives. There are beehives located in classrooms. The second is technological control. And third, the most basic thing, is correct management decisions. Here, students learn about all the aspects of an apiary's work, from the knockdown beehive frameworks to marketing decisions on how to sell their products. Well, and you can eat as much honey as you like. When a specialist is being formed, he or she should possess fundamental competencies, professional competence, economic, environmental, informational, legal, and then ultimately managerial one. But the most motivated, the most interested people enroll at the master's program in beekeeping, and then they're taught specific disciplines in beekeeping. You know, I do love campuses. Everything is nearby. Study buildings, you're welcome to visit. Dormitories, 5 minutes away by foot. Sports center, 5 minutes away. Parks and gardens, shops, cafes and restaurants, everything you need. Those who study at NUBIP and live in a student dorm need not go anywhere, except to have a look at Kiev. The territory of NUBIP resembles a sanatorium. First of all, because the university is located in the middle of the green zone, almost in the park. It is clean and tidy, and most importantly, all the necessary infrastructure is here. At the same time, just half an hour by public transport and you're in the city center. But the campus itself no longer surprises me. I knew there was something really impressive there. Look here, it's buffer. You know, it's just an incredible feeling to go riding. Just think, sports centers, swimming pools, even movie theaters, in short, all these wonders of infrastructure. Does every university have its own stable? There are 24 horses living in the stables. Each has its own separate room. This is Camry. It is 3.5 years old, and it is only just starting the championship path, because by the age of 2 or 3, the animals are just grazing and building up their strength. Then the so-called bitting begins. That is, we're just starting to train a horse, so that they're not afraid of us. Then we start to sit and ride the horse. That is, we're already beginning to do more difficult exercises for them. And of course, they're not clear at first. But then they become more grown up, stronger and trained. Students not only learn to ride, you need to spend a lot of time with the horse, know how to care for him, how to clean and what to do if he, for example, falls ill. Here at the New Beep Equestrian Complex, students of the Faculty of Animal Husbandry and Aquatic Bioresources receive all these practical skills. Representatives of another element, water study at the faculty. The fish that help students with their education live as if they're in a TV show. Their weight measured, fed, and released into comfortable aquarium rooms, a real resort. Oh, look what I have, a chainsaw. Do you think it's easy to cut firewood? Well, let's check. Well, easy. But imagine that you have a whole forest at your command. Modern tools and technologies give you a competitive advantage, making your work easier and more efficient. New Beep first-year students study all the technological innovations of leading manufacturers in the industry and master them in practical terms. For example, at forest valor competitions, which are held annually in Ukraine and the world, New Beep teams have won several such competitions and represented the university overseas. It's quiet, like in a forest or in the Museum of Forest Animals and Birds. My friend and I are hiding here from Andriy, who is running around the university with a saw. In the museum you can see all the diversity of fauna and natural areas of Ukraine. The museum's collection has around 800 items. Here students have the opportunity to see those species that have already disappeared. They can also take pictures against the background of such items. The university's botanical garden is the perfect place to study. Imagine a huge open-air audience. The main thing is that students don't run away. Oh, look, a squirrel! Created more than 90 years ago, the university's Botanical Garden is a unique educational platform for students of the Educational and Scientific Institute of Forestry and Gardening. The total area of the garden is 53 hectares, and it contains trees of 700 species and varieties, local and imported from all over the world. There are also collections of floral and decorative, fruit, berry, bryophytes and other plants, which students should learn by heart, in Latin, and to distinguish one from the other even without any leaves. When they come here, they should be able to identify plants quite freely. They can forget Latin names, they can forget some morphological description and forget the area of natural origin. But if necessary, if a person can identify a plant, then he or she will be able to find all the necessary information about the plant with the help of the internet. In order not to look so fantastic, students of the institute have developed a special program that identifies trees and plants in the garden. Just imagine the huge volume of work that has already been done. The program shows that the Magnolia cobus is located within a minute of my location, or even less. It really is very convenient.
Magnolia cobus. Реально дуже зручно.
It reminds me of someone. Look, robot technology. It's outdoing Serhiy in his own field. This discipline at university is lectured to future mechanical engineers, and it is not just some boring lectures, but also interesting practical tasks. Robots can be assembled from scratch in this laboratory. First, students develop a future mechanism and decide what its task will be. When the drawings are ready, they start selecting the parts. Most print here on modern 3D printers. They only buy wires and some microcircuits. When the robot is ready, it is programmed and tested. Thus, here you can assemble a small model for almost any task. From the car, just bypasses obstacles, to a flying drone.
Коли йде безпосередньо поєднання наукових
When there is a direct mix of scientific developments, IT specialists' introduction into the field, into technology. This is very difficult. It is much easier to do it, and I'm no longer interested in what's done there. And it comes down directly to real implementation. I think it's cool, and you can be proud of that.
круто, і цим можна гордитися.
Why? This refers to the section on the technological revolution in the agrarian industry, where field observation or field cultivation can be done by drones, and the cultivation of land, planting of seeds, and harvesting of crops can be done by unmanned harvesters. That's without mentioning automated conveyors and production lines at plants.
Поки Андрій пройнявся роботами та
While
мікроскопами,
Andrei is busy with chips and robots, I can finally work with real large-size machinery. The hay press was settled, like a surfer. But students of the Faculty of Engineering and Design do not have as much time for games as I do. In fact, today it is time that dictates market conditions. Who develops and implements a new design faster will gain an advantage on the market.
На сьогоднішній день наші студенти розраховують, розробляють.
Our students are making calculations, developing this or that project, including the design. They're immediately digitized, so to speak, translated into programs. And it is here on 3D printers that they make these parts and put together the first mock-ups. And engineers of the future begin to choose specialized subjects from year 2. Indeed, thanks to the wide choice, it is possible to put your ideas into practice in any field related to technology. However, theory has not been cancelled at the faculty. We're convinced that a student of a higher educational institution should have basic fundamental training. That is why we devote a lot to theoretical fundamental training. Theoretical mechanics, the resistance of materials, are those disciplines without which any engineer is not an engineer, but simply a specialist.
Скажімо так, фахівець.
Another big plus for students is the opportunity to get acquainted with current models of technology. And what is good is the emphasis at the faculty that is put not only on foreign specimens, but also on the best domestic developments. Open up! What are you doing there? You know, I decided to change my occupation. I want to become a combined harvester. I feel that it's my sphere. Listen, that's a very good idea. TV will be better off. We were at the National University of Life and Environmental Sciences. That's all. Think big. Listen, Serhiy, how are you going to live without the keys? I've got them. That's it. Good night.